Welcome to Instant Deck Techs. The aim of this series is to give you a short, concise guide on how to build a certain deck. It won't cover every card, but we'll go through all the categories and go over the types of cards needed to make the deck work. Any card mentioned will be down in the description below. Jared Carthalion True Heir is a red, green and a white for a legendary creature human warrior. He is a 3/3. When Jared enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes the Monarch. You can't become the Monarch this turn. If damage would be dealt to Jared while you're the Monarch, prevent that damage and put that many +1/+1 counters on it. What I like about this commander is it has a lot of political potential. The aim of this deck is to incentivize and also force our opponents into attacking each other, leaving us alone. So by the time they realise we are a threat, it's way too late. A lot of the effects we want are on enchantments. As such, there will be a Enchantress sub-theme as well. The story of Jared is that he wants to get his crown back. As a deck, this is something we want to do as well. We want to play a number of effects that will let us take the crown. The court cycle are all strong. There are plenty of other cards that gift Monarch as well. I would recommend running ones with abilities and not just the ones that give you the Monarch when they come into play. You want at least 4 of these effects in the deck, but you could run up to 8. Once we are the Monarch, we will want to keep it. These enchantment effects will make it difficult for our opponents to attack us, and will help synergize with some other cards in the deck. As enchantments, they will also be more difficult to remove. You can also find these effects on creatures as well. In total, I would want at least 8 of these type of effects in the deck. As mentioned, a lot of the cards we want to play in this deck are incidentally enchantments. As such, we can take advantage of this and use them to draw some cards. By playing Enchantress style effects, we will get card draw whenever we play an enchantment. These cards are also good in the deck. In total, you want at least 8 bits of card draw. When it comes to ramp, we can run these enchantments that make our lands tap for more mana, as with an Enchantress style effect out, they will also help us draw cards. To buff up Jared when we are the Monarch, we can play fight cards as our removal spells. Look for either instant speed effects, repeatable effects, or ones on enchantments. You will want between 4 and 8 bits of fight. Unfortunately, fight cards won't deal with non-creature spells, so I'd run some cards to deal with them as well. Similar to the fight effects, board wipes that deal damage while we are the Monarch will put a ton of counters onto Jared, and also clear up the board so he can swing through. I'd want to run at least 4 board wipes personally. There are some creatures we can run that have similar style effects to Jared that want to be the targets of the fights and the board wipes. Run these cards if you think they're fun. We want to run some cards that'll make our opponents attack each other, and not us. The Impetus cycle and the Vow cycle will be a load of fun in this deck. We can put them on Jared, or we can put them on our opponent's best creatures and get them to swing at our opponents. And while these cards aren't enchantments, these effects are still fun enough to consider playing. There are plenty of other cards in our colours that'll mess with our opponent's attack phase, and will all help us stay the Monarch even longer. With the protection effects mentioned earlier, effects like Bedlam will not actually be symmetrical. We want to run at least 8, but we can run up to 16 effects that'll mess with our opponents. In this lot as well, you can also run some cards with the goad mechanic, as they make our opponents attack everyone who isn't us. So in this whole section, play the spells you like the most. At some point, we will want to be attacking with our own creatures as well. We want to run some effects that'll make it difficult for our opponents to block us, or provide our creatures protection when they attack. Buffing power and toughness is also a form of protection. Running some recursion will help give the deck some redundancy. Sun Titan is very good in this slot, as it can bring back our Impetus and Vow cards as well. I'd want between 2 and 4 bits here. For utility lands, the most obvious card is Throne of the High City. Outside of this, look for things that will give our commander evasion or help us cast our spells earlier. The rest of the mana base will be dependent on your budget. Look out for a video soon on this channel covering budget commander mana bases. Thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and let us know down below if there's any decks you would like to see a deck tech on.